This is the story of two high school students whose love story was very interesting from the beginning. Both loved each other a lot, but they say that there is some issue in every relationship, and the same issues came between them, which separated them. But here comes the twist that fate brought them together again. But this time, not in a normal way, but their parents get married to each other, and from here, they become step-siblings of each other. Think about it, what would it feel like if your ex had to look like a sister all of a sudden? And this dilemma comes in front of our main character. So now the question is, will they accept their old feelings again, or will they forget their love story forever due to the new relationship? So the story begins with our main character Mihuto, and one day he suddenly meets his ex-girlfriend Yume, but this time, the situation has changed, because Yume's mother has married Mihuto's father, and now they are going to live in the same house. That means they have become step-siblings. And now think about it, what would it feel like if your ex had to look like a sister all of a sudden? Now Mihuto and Yume decide that they will never tell their family about their past. They will just behave like a normal brother and sister. Now at the dinner table, when his parents say that our children are getting along very well with each other. But inside, Mihuto and Yume did not like to add both of them at all. Then Yume clearly tells Mihuto that, look, our family should not know about our past at all. And on this, Mihuto agrees. But that night, when Mihuto was reading books in his room, Yume comes there. She says with a smile that now you will have to call me Big Sister. On this, Mihuto replies that what happened to you? Actually, you should call me Big Brother. Yume smiles and replies that I was born 15 minutes before you in this world, so technically I am your big sister. Hearing this, Mihuto challenges that, okay, let's play a game. The rule will be that whoever does his old love act, he will lose, and then he will have to call the other big brother or big sister. Yume gets confident and accepts the challenge, but Mihuto apologizes to her. So in Yume's heart, the memories of the old Mihuto come to life, and by mistake, she forgets his old lover's nickname. Mihuto says with a smile that, okay, you lost the game, now you will have to call me Big Brother. Yume gets angry and says Big Brother, and she leaves from there. A few days later, the two join school together. Yume quickly makes a lot of friends due to being smart and challenging. On the other hand, some boys try to get close to Mihuto first to get close to Yume. Seeing all this, Yume gets irritated and comes home and gets angry at Mihuto, but Mihuto calmly replies that you shouldn't take too much stress about all this. Then one day when the two are going to college, Mihuto says that we should go to college separately, otherwise people will make strange things about us and we will get unnecessary attention. But then some boys start talking to Mihuto. Yume sees this and immediately holds Mihuto's hand and takes him to college. Now everyone understands that Yume does not want anyone to come close to her through Mihuto. And then he comes home and finds out that his parents will be back late today. Means for the first time, Mihuto and Yume will have to live alone in the whole house. Now, when the two are sitting together, Mihuto says that I don't know how to cook, so you cook. Yume says in a little attitude that, okay, I will cook today. At the dinner table, the two eat together and talk lightly, and then Mihuto seriously says that you shouldn't have stuck with me more in college. People will misunderstand. Hearing this, Yume feels that now her charm is not working on Mihuto, so she makes a plan to seduce Mihuto. After a while, Yume comes in front of Mihuto wearing only a bathing towel. Seeing this, Mihuto is shocked and says that you shouldn't do this. Yume says, and why not? This is my house. Mihuto starts avoiding looking at her, but Yume enjoys her reaction, and then suddenly she realizes that I'm trying to seduce her. This is completely wrong. At the same time, Mihuto, while moving his jacket towards her, says that you will have to stop these actions, otherwise you will regret going ahead. Yume was about to say something that suddenly her leg slips and she falls directly on Mihuto. Their eyes meet each other and they are about to kiss each other, and suddenly their pants go there, and Yume quickly hides under the sofa. Only one thing is echoing in their hearts, that what was going to happen now. The next day at school, a boy raises his hand in front of Mihuto to befriend him, and his name is Takeshi, but Mihuto starts thinking that he is also befriending me to get closer to Yume. That's why Mihuto says everything that if you want to befriend him, then it's okay, but forget about Yume. On the other hand, the exercise class is going on and a girl becomes a fan of Yume after seeing Yume's fitness, and the girl's name is Rika, and Rika and Yume quickly become friends and start exercising together. Yume gets so lost while working so hard that she doesn't rest, and finally she falls unconscious. But just at that time, Mihuto runs and catches her and tells Rika to take care of her. When Yume opens her eyes, she wants to see Mihuto first, but Rika is standing there and she starts feeling embarrassed. Rika says that you shouldn't have practiced so much, you should have taken care of your health. Later, Rika and Mihuto start cooking food for Yume together, and in between, Rika asks Mihuto if he has a girlfriend. Mihuto says no, I am single, and then Rika feeds Yume with her own hands and she tells Mihuto to take care of her, and she leaves from there. Now when Yume sees Mihuto with her, her old memories come to her mind. How he used to study before, how he used to laugh, and how perfect his life looked. But for some reason, they decided to separate. Now in the present, Yume holds Mehuto's hand and says, "Mehuto, I want to be with you again." Mehuto says, "Yume, whenever you need my help, I will always stand with you." The next morning, Mehuto notices that Yume is fine now, but she is still pretending to have a fever. When Mehuto asks, Yume shyly confesses that yes, I was just doing this because I was feeling a little lonely. Hearing this, Mehuto says that you shouldn't have lied like this. Hearing this, Yume gets embarrassed and becomes quiet. The next day at school, Yume sees that Mehuto was with a girl. Yume wonders how Mehuto can get into a relationship with someone so soon. To find out the truth, she takes Rika's help. But when she returns home, she sees 2 slippers at the entrance. Seeing this, her suspicion becomes even deeper, and she says, "This girl has followed Mehuto home." She takes a picture of those slippers and goes straight to Mehuto's room, but there is no girl there. Yume shows the slippers to Mehuto in anger and starts confronting. Mehuto replies, "You shouldn't have kept an eye on me like this. And yes, I didn't call any boy to my house." And then both of them go to their rooms and start thinking the same things. Yume starts going into depression when Mehuto doesn't understand why Yume is behaving like this. The next day, the same girl at school proposes to Mehuto. Mehuto is surprised and says, "I don't even know you, we just met yesterday." And then that girl takes off her wig and she is no one else but Rika. Actually, Rika wanted to go on a date with Mehuto, but Mehuto clearly says that he has no interest in relationships. To avoid this confusion, Mehuto takes advice from Takeshi. Takeshi says if you want Rika to stop following you, then you should go on a date with someone else so that he can understand something. In the evening, Mehuto comes to Yume and asks, "Will you go on a date with me tomorrow?" Hearing this, Yume gets shocked, but she slowly agrees. The next day, Yume is waiting for Mehuto, and as soon as Mehuto comes there, Yume starts blessing him. She says in her mind that today he is looking very cute. On the other hand, Takeshi also brings Rika there, so that Rika can also see that Mehuto is still attached to her ex Yume, even if she has become his stepsister. Mehuto and Yume spend the whole day together. They go to many places, talk and laugh, but seeing all this from a distance, Rika's heart starts burning. If there comes a moment when Yume is about to fall because of some children, but Mehuto catches her. Seeing himself in her arms, Yume gets lost for a while, and seeing all this, Rika's jealousy gets even deeper. Later, Yume gets lost on the way to the bathroom, and suddenly she remembers her past memories. She says in her mind that when Mehuto and I went on a date for the first time, so I got lost like this, but even then he found me. Yume thinks to herself, will Mehuto find me this time too? Now in the present, Yume is lost in her thoughts. And then Mehuto comes there. He says that you still don't understand the directions. After that, the two laugh and gradually their date ends. But as soon as they return to the reality of brother and sister. After a while, Mehuto talks to Rika, and Rika says, "I'm sorry." Mehuto says, "I'm not in the mood to come to any relationship yet." Hearing this, Rika understands and decides to be his friend. A few days later, Yume tells Mehuto that Mother's Day is coming, so we should do something for our mother. Mehuto also agrees this time, and the two go out for shopping, and then there was a lot of crowd on the train, because of which Yume and Mehuto come very close unknowingly. Yume starts feeling nervous, and her heart is beating very fast, and finally the two buy a bucket of flowers and give it to their mother, and seeing this, their mother is very happy. At that moment, Yume and Mehuto give their parents a chance to spend time together. Here Mehuto stays at his friend Takeshi's house, and Yume goes to her friend Rika, but the twist was that Rika and Takeshi both lived in the same apartment, and the two always fought. At dinner time, the atmosphere becomes a little interesting. Rika starts flirting with Mehuto to make Takeshi feel jealous, but seeing this, a little jealousy strikes Yume's heart. At night, Mehuto is relaxing by looking at the moon in the balcony, and on the other side, Yume is also looking at the same moon, and the eyes of the two clash with each other. Mehuto asks Yume, "Why do you feel jealous by looking at other girls?" Yume replies, "I will still take time to accept the step-sibling relationship, and yes, I feel uncomfortable looking at someone else." The next day, Yume sees that Mehuto is talking to a new girl, and that girl's name is Lisa. Lisa also studied manga like Mehuto, and the two soon became very good friends. Seeing Mehuto so comfortable with Lisa, Yume's heart becomes heavy again. Yume and Rika decide to meet Lisa, but Lisa gets very nervous to meet them, and she hides behind Mehuto. Yume doesn't like Lisa coming so close to Mehuto, and she goes away from there. Mehuto explains to Lisa that she was my stepsister. At least you should have talked to her. And after hearing this, Lisa gets shocked. Yume is unable to understand her feelings, and she says, "Why am I feeling so jealous? Mehuto is no longer my boyfriend." Now the next day, Yume suddenly starts behaving like a caring sister. Seeing this, Mehuto gets shocked, and he asks, "Why are you behaving like this?" Yume finally confesses that I was very jealous to see Lisa so close to you. Mehuto replies that you shouldn't be jealous. She is just a friend of mine. A few days later, Mehuto officially introduces Lisa to Yume and Rika. Rika asks in a teasing tone, "Yume, will you be able to see your elder brother with another girl?" And after hearing this, Yume becomes quiet. Now the twist in the story comes when Lisa is alone in the cafe, and there she meets Yume and Rika. Both of them ask her, do you like Mehuto? Lisa blushes and says, no, I just consider him as a good friend of mine. But then Yume shows him a picture of Mehuto sleeping. Lisa gives it to him and suddenly starts blushing, and her face turns completely red. Now Lisa finally tells Mehuto what's in her heart. She says, every moment I spent with you was precious for me. Mehuto, I really like you. But Mehuto clearly says that Lisa is a very good friend of mine, but I don't want to fall in any relationship right now. I haven't been able to move on from my past yet. After hearing this, Lisa is shocked and sad, and Yume hears all this from behind and tears come to her eyes. Lisa finally decides that she will just be a good friend of Mehuto. The next day, Lisa goes to Mehuto's house for the first time, and while reading manga with Mehuto, she behaves very normally. Mehuto's family is also surprised to see that Mehuto has invited a girl to his house for the first time. After that, Lisa starts doing cute things, and she says, Mehuto, my neck hurts, please give me a massage. At first, Mehuto refuses, but after seeing her childish behavior, he helps her. After seeing all this, Yume's anger increases even more, and she yells at both of them. What kind of relationship is this? Friends don't behave like this. Then Lisa directly asks Yume, do you like Mehuto? Yume hesitates a little and answers, yes, I like him, but not the way you understand. Lisa replies, today I am his female friend, and tomorrow it will be someone else. If you keep feeling jealous every time, it will be very difficult for you. Then Lisa quietly goes to her house, but her family insists that Mehuto will leave her. In the reign of the night, both leave, but Yume is sitting in her room and getting worried. That night, Yume sees a cockroach in her room and gets scared, and she runs straight to Mehuto's room. Her pants are out, and today it is raining very fast, so Yume decides that she will sleep with Mehuto today, and then both of them are quietly lying down. Now Mehuto remembers his old girlfriend. He looks at Yume's face, and suddenly a lot of memories return, but then he stops himself and says, no, now everything has changed. The next day, his parents announce that we have to go to the village to meet our grandmother. After that, Yume and Mehuto go shopping, and Yume buys a swimming suit for the village beach. When Mehuto looks at him, he starts blushing, and Yume also blushes. On their way back, they reach the same place where they had kissed for the first time. After that, a strong wind starts blowing, and Yume's cap flies off. Mehuto starts fixing her hair, and Yume closes her eyes, and she expects Mehuto to kiss her. But Mehuto says with a smile, are you crazy? And then they get awkward and go back home. The next day, they reach the village with their parents. There, Mehuto's grandmother welcomes them. But the real surprise happens when a girl runs and hugs Mehuto, and her name is Yuki, and she is Mehuto's real elder sister who used to live in the village. Yume gets a little shocked, while Yuki introduces her younger brother Luca, after which everyone goes to the beach together. And Yume and Yuki have lunch together, while Mehuto is always sitting alone and reading books. Yuki tells Yume that he has always been like this. He has been alone since childhood. After his mother passed away, he became even quieter. After that, Yuki praises Yume's swimsuit, and she says, did Mehuto choose this for you? Yume says, yes, of course. After that, Mehuto gets up from there and goes away, and Yume follows him, and she sees that he is reading a book like his diary, the book in which Mehuto has written his feelings. He says, this is very precious for me. It has the memories of those days when we were together. Yume gets emotional listening to him, and the two confess to each other that after the breakup, they missed each other, and then Yume hugs him. The next day, everyone goes to the festival, and there was a lot of crowd there, so Luca holds their hands and pulls them forward. At that moment, Yume and Mehuto hold hands in the crowd and walk together. Both are blushing, but both of them are very happy in their hearts. Everyone enjoys games, food, and fireworks, but then Mehuto suddenly disappears. Yume comes to his room looking for him, and she sees that Mehuto is sitting there quietly, and he slowly opens his heart. My first love in my life was my mother, and when she left I was completely broken, and then you came, and when I met you I felt that I had found a new life, but then I lost you too, and today I remember the day when I kissed you for the first time. And Mehuto gets very emotional and tears start falling from his eyes. Seeing this, Yume goes to him and suddenly kisses him. She says, this is the second kiss of your first love, but this time don't think of her as a stepsister. The next day, Mehuto's grandmother tells Yume to take care of Mehuto. Yume smiles and replies, yes, of course. Hearing this, Mehuto looks at her for a while, and then he asks, are you really okay? And Yume says again, yes, of course. Now everyone goes back home, and the normal routine of school starts again. But now the only difference is that Yume's behavior has changed completely, and she has openly started liking Mehuto, and Mehuto has also not been able to move on from his past, and now their lives are again at a crossroads. And guys, with this, the season of this anime ends on Monday. How did you like this story? Do tell me by commenting. And this anime's season 2 has not come yet, and as soon as it comes, I will cover it too. Until then, you guys like this video, comment and share. And don't forget to hype it all. I'll see you in a new video. Till then, bye.